Caput Mortum is quite an interesting little horror game, and before you ask me why all my footage looks like this, I can explain. See, in this game you don't use your mouse or analog stick to look around. Instead, you use your arrow keys or each of your 4 shoulder buttons to individually look left, right, up, and down. And this makes for some pretty interesting looking and weird feeling gameplay. You can use a more standard control scheme if you're having a hard time, but having a hard time is kind of the whole point. And if you thought that was odd, you also have to control your hand separately to pick up objects and weapons and interact with puzzles. Definitely give the demo on Steam a try if you like the sound of this, or go buy the full game that just launched last week. A mysterious alchemist's tower waits before you, filled with puzzles and monsters and secrets. As you descend through it, each layer gives you a little more insight on the alchemists who used to live there and their horrifying creations. Each layer also gets more and more dangerous. The atmosphere is, simply put, amazing, and at first you're able to take it all in relative safety. You are still getting used to the controls, after all. Each area contains an alchemy-themed puzzle or two, which requires you to scan a room's blackboards, search through chests, and find keys to progress. I did need to refer to a walkthrough video a few times, not gonna lie. These aren't mind-bending puzzles or anything, but a couple of them just didn't click with me for one reason or another, or maybe I just missed an obvious clue somewhere. The first big uh-oh horror game moment comes when you pick up this knife, but not all monsters can be fought with steel. Some require a bit of wit to get past. This is generally a good thing because it's pretty difficult to aim your view and hold your weapon in the right place for extended periods of hacking and slashing. The scariest parts of, I guess, any horror game are when you don't know what's going to happen next. That happens a lot here, pretty much every time you unlock the next big important door to descend further, making it past that monster, knowing that what waits on the other side could end up being much worse. Music and sound effects are obviously a very important part of the horror game experience, and I'm happy to report that they are exceptionally well done here. The droning tones always present in the background, reminding you that you are never truly safe. The music was done by Akeroyd, who also made the Crow Country OST, which I'm a big fan of. Caput Mortum comes to us from the French-Canadian team of 2 plus 1 dog at Wild Art Studio, who also created, any guesses? Born of Bread. Bet you weren't expecting that one. The new game is a little bit more dreary and up my alley, but if you're into turn-based RPGs, this one looks very cute. Aside from just not getting a few of the puzzles, the only frustrating thing I ran into was this dude who wants to play the hand mirroring game with you. He runs up on you pretty quick and keeps getting closer and closer. When he gets too close, you'll start taking damage, so if you're backed into a corner when he finds you, you're pretty much screwed. This led me to have to repeat one section here quite a few times right after picking up the axe, because there aren't any manual saves. However, I guess this is a great reason to learn the enemy's path and which rooms he can and can't enter so you can avoid my many mistakes. Overall, Caput Mortum is a wonderfully weird little horror game that runs around 3 hours and feels very bad to play. I mean that in a good way, of course, because there's nothing more terrifying than running head-on into a monster and just physically being unable to navigate the situation, even though your brain should know exactly what to do. Even if you play with quote-unquote regular controls, it still holds up because its level design and atmosphere are just so compelling. I really hope other developers look to Caput Mortum and make more games like this with weird controls that completely disorient you, because I just love stuff like this.